a pivotal battle. For more than a week now, Russian jets have been pounding Aleppo. Once Syria's economic capital, the city is currently divided in two: neighborhoods controlled by various rebel groups and those in the hands of the government in Damascus. Regime forces are gaining ground.
We succeeded in taking control of the towns of Mayer and Ratian by launching offensives from two directions. Armed terrorist groups have resisted fiercely, but our artillery and airstrikes had forced them to retreat and flee.
Russian airstrikes over Aleppo include cluster and fragmentation bombs. Moscow began sending its jets in September when the Assad government was believed to be faltering. Now it's getting help from Iranian, Iraqi, Afghan, and Lebanese forces.
You can have as many aircrafts as you want and bomb them. You don't take territories if you don't have foot soldiers. The Syrian regime doesn't have foot soldiers in sufficient number to make these advances.
Instead of exclusively fighting the Islamic State group, the West's main enemy, pro-Syrian forces, including Russia, are targeting rebels. Those groups have been progressively losing the support of the West, weakening their positions. If Moscow has its way, Syria will soon be split in two, with the regime in the West and the Islamic State group in the East.
The Russian strategy is to boil the conflict down to a fight between the government on one hand and jihadists on the other, by attacking the so-called moderate opposition supported by the West and Sunni Arab countries. For the Russians, getting rid of that player in the conflict would leave just two sides, which would give Moscow the same enemies as the West.
The government in Damascus is believed to be preparing a siege of Aleppo and has already cut off supply routes to the northern Idlib province bordering Turkey. After talks faltered last week, they're set to resume again on February 25th. But by then, the landscape could look very different.